Orale, Holmes, it's me, Little Hater. Hey, check it out, Doug. This podcast is brought to you in part by Bow Down Clothing. That's right, Doug. That's what I wear, Bow Down Clothing. So if you want to look like a cholo vato, oh, firme vato, Doug. Get yourself some Bow Down Clothing. What it is. Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the best podcast in Long Beach, California. Woo, man, it's a hot one out there, man. It's hot. It's really hot, man. Man, you have no idea how hot it is in California. And I live in Long Beach, so you'd think it would be a lot cooler, but it's not. Hopefully you guys are doing okay, but let's get down to business, man. We have a very interesting topic, man, and it's a topic that pisses me off. And I think we got to cover it. I want to apologize to everybody. I've been away for a little bit, working hard on all these podcasts and all the great content that I've been bringing you. So I haven't had a chance to do many of these lives, but we're going to do one today because I feel that the topic warrants it. All right, man. We're going to be talking about what's been going on with what seems to be, in my opinion, a bit of racism, right? We have in this story in San Rafael, and I think it's Marin County, so it's up north, 3 gentlemen who working, after work, they decided to go have a couple of beers. So they're sitting down having a couple of beers. Apparently, they've had the cops call them on them in the past, so they moved to another area, right? So a police officer, woman police officer, comes up on them and notices that they're drinking, right? What tends to happen in these situations when you're drinking in public, right? It's frowned upon. You're not supposed to do it, right? You're gonna get a ticket. You're gonna get an infraction, right? So she's talking to these individuals who don't seem to speak English very well, but she knows how to speak perfect Spanish. And as she's talking to them, she asked one of the guys, "Why are you laughing?" And he's kind of like, "I'm not laughing." And the reason why he was laughing is because he was nervous. He doesn't know how to speak English, very limited English. And then she tells him, "Well, identify yourself. I need to see your IDs." Well, obviously she's gonna give him a ticket or infraction or whatever, right? As he's trying to show her his ID, she's confusing him. She's telling him, "Stand up, sit down, let me see your ID." And as he can't pull it out of his pocket. He needs to stand up in order to get his wallet to show her the ID. As he's being interrogated, right, her backup shows up, and he tells him, "Hey, sit down." And he does it in such a manner that he's like chopping him down and cutting him down. And the guy, he doesn't speak very well English, but he's like, "Hey, there's a level of respect that goes back and forth between this, right? So have that respect for me, right? Don't talk to me in that manner, right?" And apparently this 6'2", 250-pound officer towers over this 5-foot individual who's probably like around 150 pounds. So he outweighs him by 100 pounds. He just decided, "I'm not going to take no lip from nobody because I asked you a question and I gave you a comment, and I'm the law. And when I say something, that goes, and it's got to be done now." So he decides to tackle the individual and force him on the ground. Right. And you're thinking, what happens, in this situation that we see, right? In this situation, what tends to happen is when an individual is tackled to the floor, usually he gets put handcuffs and whatnot, right? But this is not the case in this time. This 6'2" gentleman decided that he needed to get some aggression out. So he went straight from putting him on the floor to punching him in the face repeatedly, grabbing his face and shoving it on the ground. And it causes him to be completely bloody. Let's see. I think we might have a picture right here. Give me one quick second. Not sure if we do. Okay. Why don't we do this? Why don't I show you what we're talking about, and then we'll dissect the videos of what's going on.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? There's like a whole bunch of beer over here.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
On this evening, July 27th, San Rafael police officer Daisy Mazariegos confronts 3 men, including a popular Marin County gardener we'll call Mateo. He asked me not to use his real name.
I don't have nothing to say.
You don't have nothing to say? You're just out here drinking and you think it's funny?
No, it's not funny.
Okay.
Then in Spanish, Mateo explains he and his friends like to drink beer after a long day of work, and that they come to this area because neighbors at his apartment complex complain when they're loud.
¿Cuánto estoy?
¿Cuál, la mía?
Los tres.
Mazariegos asks for ID, and the tension builds after Officer Brandon Nail arrives. 6'2", 250 pounds. He towers over Mateo, who was just 5 feet tall, 130 pounds.
Pues es que necesito levantarme para sacarme.
Hey, sit the down.
Hey, you don't have to talk to me.
Well,
Dale,
I
go
told
ahead.
you to
Hey,
sit down.
I know.
You know what?
Okay, there you go. So what do you see there? This Daisy, Officer Daisy, right? You saw that she knows how to speak Spanish, right? And he's trying to pull it, and she tells him, "You think it's funny?" He said, "No, it's not funny," right? So everything that I said up to this point has been completely accurate, right? So what did they do at that moment that caused them to start acting the way they did towards this guy? I think they said Mateo, right? What's his name? What did he do wrong? Was he telling you, like, F the cops? No, I'm not gonna comply. I'm not gonna. You know what? When I click, when the title to this video is "Innocent Man," right? Because to me, he's an innocent man. Yes, he was drinking out in public. Yes, whatever, having a couple of beers. Just give him a ticket, and he's on his way. What they charged them was resisting arrest. And then what resisting arrest consists of, it could be many things. Either you evaded from the police, you ran from the police, you fought the police, blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't look good on when you're arrested. It makes you seem like you were doing something wrong. I did not see that. I did not see that he was trying to resist arrest or any of that sort. But that explains it. But let's check out what happened shortly after this. Let's continue with the videos.
Yes.
It appears Mateo is trying to cooperate, but he has difficulty finding his ID without standing up to reach into his pockets.
Take out your ID, dude.
I know. I have to take it out, but I have to take it out to take the idea out, you know?
Just sit down. Just
I
sit
know,
down.
but you
Sit
have to
down.
understand.
Okay. You're just
Hey.
Stop.
You can see from his body cam that Officer Nail forces Mateo to the ground over beer bottles, punches him in the nose, and pushes his face into the rough pavement.
I not do anything.
I told you to sit down. You don't sit down.
He says Officer Nail used excessive force and that Officer Mazariegos overreacted to a relatively minor infraction, an open container of beer.
It sounded to me like a chip on her shoulder. She did not like the response she was getting, and she comes on strong. And
I guess Glenda Baker has it right. He was guilty of smiling because the guy wasn't doing anything wrong. You see how fast that escalated? He goes, "I didn't do anything," right? And she goes, "Well, I told you to sit down." So how fast do you want him to comply? I mean, did you even give him an opportunity? Look, what he's trying to do is he's trying to express what's going on, but apparently it's not fast enough for them. They want it done now, right? I'm the law. You have to do exactly what I say right away. Let me ask you this. When people call upon your services, are you that quick to reply, to respond? I don't think so, okay? I know there's many people that have called law enforcement when they needed them, and the response that they get is, "We'll try to be there as soon as we can." And sometimes it's an hour away, sometimes it's 30 minutes away, sometimes they don't even show up at all if it doesn't warrant their attention. But as I'm driving by and I see one person pulled over for what seems to be a minor traffic infraction, right? There's nine police officers, 9 cars on this one person that got pulled over. Why the hell do you need 9 cop cars to pull over one guy when there's tons of people calling law enforcement needing help, but that's where you are, right? Do you guys respond right away? Jump at everybody's need? No, you don't. So why do you expect the guy who's trying to have a conversation with you? Mind you, he's not being disrespectful or threatening. I mean, that guy was not threatening at all. He's 5 foot tall. Man, look, he was smaller than the female police officer, right? And yet it became a thing, right? And the officer straight up, like I said, started to punch him down, and shoving his face on the pavement, man. That's not cool. It caused him to start bleeding, and you saw the effects that has. Listen, man, that could be traumatic to some individuals, man. That could be like long-term mental effects towards somebody, man. You don't know this person's situation. What if he had like a heart condition? What if he had problems breathing? Well, you know what, are we gonna have another George Floyd situation? Why? Because in my opinion, you didn't like the guy. I mean, to me it seems a little bit, in my opinion, racist. I'm sorry to say it. Yeah, you know what? Because the officer seemed to enjoy what he was doing, and I'll tell you, you haven't seen it yet, but you're gonna see it in a quick second. Check this out. This is my belief to why they might be racist, and that's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to that opinion.
Really?
After the officers load Mateo into a patrol car,
Why you do that?
In the car.
Right.
they discuss what happened with paramedics.
Uncooperative. So we took him down to the ground.
Their colleagues
His face is blown out. He's got a bad day. Okay.
and their supervisors.
How you doing? Okay. Good. Anything?
No, I'm good.
Listen to what a sergeant says as he walks away from Officer Nail.
You've given me great experience with the use of forces, dude.
Another key question. More than 20 minutes after the altercation, Officer Nail comes up with a new detail.
He tried to put me in the headlock. What's that? He tried to put me in the headlock. Really? Okay.
Wow, there you go, man. Was it Officer Nail, that big tall guy? He's like, he had a bad day, pointing at him, ha ha ha, laughing. Thinks it's funny. Does he think it's funny if someone were to do that to one of his family members? To do that to, like, his son, his daughter, his wife? Oh, they had a bad day. I don't think it's a laughing matter, man. It's. I think Glenn has it right. They need to be fired. That's right, fired. And I'll tell you why. Because when you work in law enforcement, there's no room for error. This is somebody's life you're dealing with. You could kill somebody, and then afterwards, when you do that, and you saw the gentleman, right, Mateo, with the bloody face, saying, "Why'd you do this? I didn't do anything," and then they're laughing about it. We had a bad day. You clearly see from the footage from the body cam that they took joy and pleasure out of doing this. What kind of sick, sadistic person does this? You should not be in law enforcement. I'm sorry. You know what? We need to identify who these police officers are. We need to look at what their record is, and we need to do something about it. It's time to unite. All right, people fly this flag of unity, right? But causes like this is what I like to unite. Causes like this is to know really what's going on and how we're going to truly defend our brothers and sisters. We're concerned way too much about, what somebody said on a rap album and stuff like that. Okay, you know what? People do that for clout. People do that for attention. These are the times to unite. Unity, homie. Unity? You think you're gangster? Gangster unity this, man. But no, we're too concerned on the chisme, dog. Straight up. On the chisme. You know what? Look, man. We got to do something for this guy. We got to find out what happened, why it happened, and if anything, we need to support him, whether it be like legally, right, or financially, right? Put him back on his feet. These are the times. Look, man, this happened in Northern California. Okay, I just found out about the story a day ago, right? And I haven't had too much time to put everything together, but I rushed as quick as possibly to put it out there. Why? Because time is of the essence, right? The longer it takes for these stories to take to light, and then it gets forgotten, man. So it's sad that this tends to happen. We have a question right here from our good friend, Mr. Love Machine. This happened in Northern California, San Rafael. I think it's Marin County. That's where it happened. We have a follow-up comment by Mr. Love Machine right here. Yes, it happens all the time, man, all the time. And you know what? Luckily that this was captured by a body camera, right? Sometimes it's captured by civilians, and they post it up there that this is what's going on. Recently, there was another incident where I think it was 2 to 3 police officers were beating down on this one guy, and as they're being recorded, the police officer shouts out and goes, "Stop recording." It's perfectly fine for them to do stuff like this time and time again, um, you know, but they don't want to be recorded. They don't want to be brought to light. Look, man, I feel, and this again, this is my opinion, that they should be fired. And my opinion also is, look, man, if we have police officers out there doing an inadequate job, right? Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against law enforcement. You know what? I'm sure there's a lot of great police officers out there that don't do this kind of stuff and go out there and they try to do great things for their community. They try to uphold the law, right? I'm talking about these 2 individuals that take joy and pleasure out of doing this. Look, man, the female officer did not need to take a side, but she corroborated his story because that's what they do. They stick together. Oh, this would happen. Yeah, I saw it. Put it down on the report. And this is why things go down. Look, man, this is what I think is going to happen. Okay. I think that the gentleman, if he gets the right representation, has a major case on him for doing something, for having that happen to him. Right. And I think it's criminal. I think that if the officers could be charged, they should be charged. You know, I believe that if they have enough of these infractions, they should be fired. And when I mean fired, is like, okay, you're fired from that department, but you're unable to get a job in law enforcement. How many times do people that do these kind of activities get fired from one station and they move on to another station and then start doing the exact same thing over and over and over? Let's just face it, you're not caught up to be in law enforcement. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is, man. And time again, you keep on giving these people opportunities. Look, man, a pilot needs to be right 100% of the time. Right? Other people have to be professional 100% of the time, because that's their job. At the end of the day, you're a public servant. Look, a doctor has to be right 100% of the time when he's out there operating. Right? Obviously, if the doctor starts messing up and he starts, like, all these patients start dying, right? He's gonna get his license revoked, right? You know, the same thing with real estate, right? You have like these real estate people who are out there, right, selling houses. They find out that they're doing crooked things, they get the license revoked. Same thing with lawyers, right? Why not with police officers? Makes sense, right? Like, I'm pretty sure if you're doing something that's not up to par, I mean, you would get your license taken out and whatnot, right? Yes, I think it is a double standard. Look, man, I'm not trying to instill police hate. I'm not trying to say, let's go out and get them, like, let's harm them. No, because that's not what my channel is all about. I'm saying we need to hold them accountable for doing stuff like this. We have to bring stuff to light, right? They have to learn, that there's consequences for things they do, right? Whether they get told or reprimanded or whatnot. But honestly, I think they should be fired. Look like he was enjoying beating. Well, we have a comment here, and I'm just gonna put it on here for a quick second. It says that escalated quickly. It looks like he was enjoying beating up on the guys. Yes, it does. It seems like he enjoyed beating up on that guy, and it's just sickening, man. That these are the people. We have some people who try very hard to be into law enforcement, and they don't make it. They don't make the cut. These people did, and this is what they're doing with their authority and with their power. And you know what? I think it's sad that this is the age that we live in. And you know what? The last comment, I think it warrants another quick view at how they were laughing.
Really?
After the officers load Mateo into a patrol car,
Why'd you do that?
In the car.
Right.
they discuss what happened with paramedics.
Uncooperative. So we took him down to the ground.
Their colleagues
His face is blown out. He's got a bad day. Okay.
and their supervisors.
How you doing? Okay. Good. Anything?
No, I'm good.
Listen to what a sergeant says as he walks away from Officer Nail.
You're giving me great experience with the use of forces, dude.
Another key question. More than 20 minutes after the altercation, Officer Nail comes up with a new detail.
He tried to put me in the headlock. What's that? He tried to put me in the headlock. Really? Okay.
Well, there you go for a second time. I put that video on so you guys could see for yourself. Were they not laughing? I perceive that. I mean, it's clear as day to me they were laughing, right? You know what? Do me a huge favor. Write down below, comment. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of this? Should those 2 police officers be fired? Do we give them a second chance? You know, where do we go from here? And then put down, are they laughing? Because I think they're laughing. I'm sure there's a couple people who love law enforcement and support law enforcement. Hey, you know what? Your participation is also welcome, man. Look, man, like I said, this channel is not here to, you know, induce violence or anything, right? I just want people to start seeing and thinking of what's going on there and start putting yourself in situations where you start to think like rationally, like, is this the right thing to do, man? Look, for me, ideally, it would be that this would never have escalated to this. But apparently these 2 police officers, you know, they don't even have the time to listen to the gentleman when he's trying to tell him, I'm trying to take my license out of my pocket to show it to you, right? So that's that, man. It sucks that we have 2 people like that. But I guess it is what it is. Look, man, I have plenty of cool episodes. I have, you know, the one with Tony Bandit Alvarado, right? Check that episode out. I have one that's coming out tomorrow with the Dove guy, you know, your favorite guy and my guy and the Dove guy. And then we have one with street hip hop legend Mallow Mayonnaise. That's right. We got the street legend himself, Mallow Mayonnaise. And we also have, you know, Mexi Papa episode right there where Mexi Papa opens up and tells a little bit about his childhood and how he got started with his episodes. Look, man, I have tons and tons of great episodes. And if you guys want to come out to the Tacos and Workout Station, if you think you would be a good guest and have something interesting to say, if you want to promote yourself, you know, to some, if you're a comedian, musician, actor, artist, you know, give me a shout out at my Instagram at Tacos and Workouts. We'll connect and we'll make something happen, man. We're going to make positive changes out here. We're going to unite and make beautiful things together. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Do me a huge favor. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification. So when I do these lives, you can catch me live. And then if you're really down for the cause, you can say, I want to participate. And you click on that link and then you're on that show. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.